From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, November 23rd, 2016. Silver is trading at $16.44 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,196 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 0.35 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $752. Antiwar.com reports a day after the expiration of the Yemeni ceasefire, fighting is escalating dramatically in and around the Yemeni city of Taiz, with the pro-Saudi Hadi forces repelled by a push by the Houthis in the west and launching a major offensive of their own in the eastern suburb. The Red Cross is reporting intense fighting throughout the city, with bodies in the street and hundreds of people wounded. Indiscriminate sniper fire and shelling from both sides have left a growing number of civilians trapped in their homes. The 48-hour ceasefire expired on Monday, with both sides trading blame for the repeated violations during the brief pause. There was no agreement to an extension, nor indeed any indication that there were serious talks about an extension. The Houthi forces were never fully on board with the last ceasefire anyhow, complaining when the U.S. announced the deal that they were never really consulted on the matter. Both the Shiite Houthis and the Saudi coalition agreed on the ceasefire, though again, there was not any indication either fully stopped during the pause. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports President Barack Obama has commuted the prison sentences of 79 more people, bringing his grand total to more than 1,000. Obama has been commuting sentences for months, believing many U.S. inmates are serving inappropriately long terms for nonviolent crimes, typically drug offenses. The commutations are part of Obama's Second Chance initiative, which has now commuted the sentences of 1,023 individuals, and the president is expected to grant more in the remaining weeks of his administration. Obama last commuted 72 sentences on November 4th. The White House said on Tuesday the president has now commuted the sentences of 1,023 men and women incarcerated under outdated and unduly harsh sentencing laws, including 342 individuals who were serving life sentences. The statement from the White House added he has been committed to using all the tools at his disposal to remedy the unfairness at the heart of the system, including the presidential power to grant clemency. Obama has granted more commutations for prisoners than the last 11 presidents combined. Obama emphasized that the commutations have been part of his aim to reform the American criminal justice system. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. You can join the Fans program for as little as $1 per month through Patreon and get perks like ad-free versions of FPP Radio News and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports a federal judge on Tuesday blocked an Obama administration rule to extend mandatory overtime pay to more than 4 million salaried workers from taking effect. U.S. District Judge Amos Mazant in Sherman, Texas, agreed with 21 states and a coalition of business groups, including the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, that the rule is unlawful and granted their motion for a nationwide injunction. The rule, issued by the Labor Department, was to take effect December 1st and would have doubled the maximum salary a worker can earn and still be eligible for mandatory overtime pay. The new threshold of $47,500 would have been the first significant change in 4 decades. It was expected to touch nearly every sector of the U.S. economy and have the greatest impact on nonprofit groups, retail companies, hotels, and restaurants, which have many management workers whose salaries are below the new threshold. The states and business groups claimed in the lawsuits filed in September, which were later consolidated, that the drastic increase in the salary threshold was arbitrary. On Tuesday, the judge ruled that the federal law governing overtime does not allow the Labor Department to decide which workers are eligible based on salary levels alone. The Fair Labor Standards Act says the employees can be exempt from overtime if they perform executive, administrative, or professional duties, but the judge wrote in the 20-page ruling that the rule creates essentially a de facto salary-only test. The states and business groups that challenged the rule applauded the decision. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.